If you've ever believed that no mother should suffer at the hands of those sworn to protect her, hit that like button right now. Subscribe for more powerful Reddit stories, because this one will leave you shaken, but also strangely hopeful. She never imagined her first experience of motherhood would begin like this. At the hospital, where new life should be celebrated, she found herself trapped in a nightmare. A nurse, careless or simply negligent, injected her with a drug, metoclopramide. Even though she was allergic, her body convulsed, her mind warped. Hallucinations swirled like shadows in the corners of her eyes. She begged for help, but instead of comfort, she was delayed. Instead of support, she was silenced. And because of that delay, her baby came into this world silent, blue, lifeless. For a moment, time stopped. She thought she had lost everything, but doctors revived him. She saw his tiny body stir, but before she could hold him, before she could even kiss his forehead, they took him away. They buried the mistake, pretended nothing happened. And she, just a new mother, scared and alone, was left powerless. A doctor rushed into her room, cold and distant. "You can go home now," they said. She looked at them in disbelief. "But I haven't even seen my baby yet." The doctor waved her off. "He's in the ICU. You can go." Her legs were weak. Her body was still broken. She couldn't walk, couldn't even use the bathroom without help. And yet, they stuffed a bag of medications onto her bed and pushed her out the door like unwanted trash. It was only when a volunteer, a kind stranger, spoke up for her that she was given the smallest bit of dignity. But still, her arms were empty. Every other mother in that ward had her baby beside her. Tiny cries, tiny fingers, skin-to-skin warmth. But her? She had nothing but cold sheets and aching silence. And then came the final cruelty. They called social workers on her. Not because of anything she had done. Not because she was unfit. But because she was an unmarried student. Suddenly, she wasn't treated like a new mother. She was treated like a criminal. Question after question. Endless suspicion. Every time she tried to explain, they looked at her like a liar. The more upset she became, the more they whispered, "See, she's unstable." She begged. She cried. She pleaded for just a moment with her baby. But they slammed the door again and again. Her motherhood was shattered before it even began. Yes, eventually she took him home. But by then, the damage was done. For months, she lived in a haze of judgment, whispers, and cold stares. Her first taste of motherhood had been poisoned. But here's where the story takes a turn. About a month later, walking home from school, she was stopped by a stranger. A man. He looked at her and asked a simple question. "Do you believe in God?" She froze. No one had ever asked her that before. He spoke fast, words tumbling out like a river, about God's love, about distractions, about sin, about faith. Then he handed her a card for a group. She tucked it away, unsure. But something in his eyes stayed with her. Weeks later, it happened again. She was sitting on a bench, studying quietly. No church nearby, no crowd, no reason for what came next. Two young women appeared. They pulled out a guitar, lifted their voices, and began to sing. Loud, unignorable. Songs of Jesus, songs of worship. So loud, she had to remove her headphones because their music clashed with her own. And then they stopped. They started to pray. Their words were strange, almost like tongues, flowing fast and wild. Finally, they turned to her. And one girl, eyes lifted as if guided, said, "I know you've been through something traumatic. I know the hospital hurt you." Her breath caught. How could they know? She hadn't told them. They had never met her. And yet, here they were, naming her deepest pain. The girl spoke faster, her hands moving, her eyes glancing heavenward. Hospitals don't always follow God. People sin. They hurt us. But God, He won't. Follow Him and you'll be safe. Tears burned her eyes. She told them she was Buddhist. She wasn't ready. But their words, they pierced something in her. That night, she remembered a verse she'd once heard, words spoken on a cross long ago. Luke 23, verse 34. "Father, Forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. And suddenly she understood. Her pain was real. Her trauma was undeniable. But maybe, just maybe, she didn't have to carry hate forever. Maybe forgiveness could free her. The hospital, the doctors, the cold stares, they had tried to break her. They stole her first moments of motherhood, scarred her memory forever. But they didn't win, because in the silence that followed, faith found her. Strangers became messengers. And a broken mother found the strength to forgive. She didn't forgive because they deserved it. She forgave because she deserved peace. And in that choice, she reclaimed her power. Justice doesn't always come from courts or apologies. Sometimes, justice comes in the form of faith, healing, and forgiveness. She couldn't change the past, but she could change how it lived inside her. And that was her sweetest revenge. If this story touched you, smash that like button right now. Tell me in the comments, do you believe in signs from above? Have you ever experienced something that felt like divine intervention? And of course, subscribe for more powerful Reddit stories, because sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction.